Over the last few weeks, an extraordinary general meeting of Erewash Borough Council took place to debate development proposals in and around Erewash. During this meeting, a number of our local councillors, including Michael White and Terry Holbrook, took part in the meeting and voted in support of the consultation process progressing with a limited number of proposals.
Councillor Holbrook.
For.
Councillor Major.
For.
Councillor Wallace.
For.
Councillor White.
For.
So why is this important to us? Contained within the proposals considered by the Council are many development sites or strategic growth areas in and around Otbrook and Borrowash, all of which are in Greenbelt. Let's have a look in more detail at some of the proposed locations. The map shows the proposed site of the Spondon Woods development. It's within Erewash on the northern boundary of Otbrook and Borrowash. Spondon Woods is a proposed development of 240 houses in 19.5 acres and, as you can see, borders onto existing residential areas. There are three further strategic growth areas which should be of concern to local Otbrook and Borrowash residents. The huge red development to the east of Otbrook and Borrowash is referred to in EBC briefings as extended land around Hopewell Hall. It's currently rejected, but the plans include 7,500 houses in 215 hectares of agricultural and estate parkland. The proposal would create a small town roughly twice the size of Otbrook and Borrowash put together, require 3 new schools and put an additional 3,500 cars onto local roads. It proposes a new junction off the A52 Briarclough Way, as well as a bus route off the Ridings. There are 2 other proposed locations, referred to as Borrowash East and Borrowash West. Borrowash East is a proposal of 304 houses on roughly 9 hectares of agricultural land, and Borrowash West is 630 houses on 18 hectares of agricultural land. A good part of this land has already been purchased by a development company called Green4. No development company spends huge amounts of money buying up vast tracts of land without a long-term plan for sale and development, providing a huge return on investment for that company. The area described as Borrowash West is exactly the same area which was associated with the proposals in November 2020 for the development of a cemetery. In this case, the developer proposed gifting a portion of the land to the parish for use as a cemetery. Significant work was done by 2 members of the parish council in terms of evaluating and designing the site, much of it seemingly hidden from the knowledge of the other parish councillors. The development only came to light in November 2020 during a parish council meeting where the 2 councillors argued strongly in its favour. Thankfully, local residents had brought this to the attention of the council.
Thank you, but no thank you. We do not wish to take on the offer of this land.
I
And that-
agree.
We already have to. We already
Sorry?
have to.
I agree.
Because
Why?
I think-
Why don't you want it, Mike?
Because
Why
I
do you
think
think we shouldn't have it? We've got to have another cemetery. It is appropriate development.
And in the
Greenbelt.
meeting, plans were rejected by the other councillors. So the Spondon Woods development seems like a small development, adding a few houses right along some existing residential properties. So why is it so important? It's not even in Otbrook and Borrowash. Erewash Borough Council has so far refused all plans for the past in order to maintain the Greenbelt area. If Spondon Woods and potentially other areas of the Erewash Greenbelt are released for development, it opens the door for developers to challenge the rejections. In the face of continued proposals to develop the Greenbelt, can our local councillors be trusted? Remember, up until November 2020, our parish council was seriously considering building a cemetery on local land gifted to them by a local landowner. In a recent parish council meeting, the chairman of the parish council, Michael White, is on record as saying that he is against all inappropriate development of the Greenbelt. Yet just 5 months later, Councillor White and other local councillors vote in favour of going forward with public consultation for these sites around our village. As a community, we need to stand with Spondon residents and reject the proposed development of Spondon Wood. If not, we risk allowing the development on local Greenbelt land and opening the doors to companies like Green4. So what can we do as residents to object to these proposals? Objections need to be submitted to Erewash Borough Council by the 10th of May, and there is no face-to-face consultation planned before that date due to COVID-19 restrictions. In effect, you have 5 weeks to register your feelings before Erewash Borough Council close the consultation.